Hello everyone, and welcome. My name is Nicolas Czerny. Today I'm happy to present the audio recording of the Cardano blockchain ecosystem Interim Constitution. This document is a crucial part of Cardano's ongoing development and governance, setting the stage for the implementation of CIP 1694 and paving the way for the regular Cardano constitution to be ratified by ADA holders. This interim constitution provides the framework and principles that will guide the Cardano community through this transitional period. It includes the foundational aspects of governance, community participation, and the safeguarding of the ecosystem's integrity. Please listen carefully and feel free to share this recording with others who might benefit from understanding the governance structure of the Cardano blockchain ecosystem. Without further ado, let's begin with the introductory notes. Cardano Blockchain Ecosystem Interim Constitution Introductory Notes. This is an interim minimum viable constitution containing such provisions and guardrails as are necessary for CIP 1694 to come into effect. It is intended to be temporary. The final constitution must be ratified by ADA holders. Such ratification is expected to occur at the end of 2024 or the beginning of 2025. Therefore, the final constitution may differ potentially significantly from this interim constitution based on the desires of the Cardano community. During 2024, a series of workshops will be held all around the world, allowing the Cardano community to participate in the process of completing the final constitution. Additionally, the final constitution will require the approval of ADA holders before coming into effect. Such approval is expected to occur in the beginning of 2025. However, given that on-chain governance will come into existence during 2024, requiring a robust constitution and constitutional committee before the final constitution has been ratified, this interim constitution must contain such provisions and guardrails as are necessary to support and give effect to the needs and requirements of CIP 1694, assuring that the principles identified in this interim constitution are not compromised until the date on which the final constitution is ratified. In approaching this interim constitution, it must be remembered that this is not a constitution for only a blockchain, but rather it is a constitution for a blockchain ecosystem, a much more ambitious endeavor. Accordingly, how governance actions are approved, while extremely important, it is not the sole focus of this interim constitution. Rather, this interim constitution provides the basis and fundamental framework for which all actors in the Cardano blockchain ecosystem can come together to govern themselves and form radically new approaches to human interaction and collaboration. By necessity, this interim constitution recognizes the role and empowers the Constitutional Committee, confirms the rights of the Cardano community to participate in the collective bodies for collaboration, gives effect to on-chain governance, and empowers delegated representatives, referred to as DREPs, to act as the voice of ADA holders for on-chain voting. The interim constitution also recognizes the necessity of safeguarding access to and the use of funds of the Cardano treasury during an interim period through the inclusion of the Cardano guardrails in this interim constitution. Preamble. In the beginning of the Cardano blockchain ecosystem, three pioneering entities, IOHK, Emergo, and the Cardano Foundation came together to foster the emergence of a new blockchain, the Cardano blockchain, laying the foundation for a decentralized network that would empower individuals and promote collaboration and innovation. Their pioneering efforts have shaped the path for a blockchain designed to ensure a fair and transparent environment where all participants can contribute to the Cardano blockchain ecosystem's growth and success. Over time, the Cardano blockchain ecosystem has expanded significantly, and now the Cardano blockchain ecosystem, comprising of thousands of ADA holders, individuals, builders, developers, enterprises, stake pools, users of the Cardano blockchain, and others, operates in a truly decentralized manner, further strengthening the resilience and autonomy of the Cardano blockchain ecosystem. As the Cardano blockchain ecosystem continues to grow, it has become imperative to similarly adapt and evolve its governance model, reflecting the principles of decentralization, community involvement, inclusivity, and collaboration that have been the cornerstone of the Cardano blockchain ecosystem since its start. Recognizing the need for a more robust and dynamic governance framework, and one that utilizes wherever possible and beneficial blockchain technology in the governance process, the Cardano community, as the members of this decentralized blockchain ecosystem, hereby establishes this Cardano Interim Constitution. It shall serve as a guiding set of principles for the operation and governance of our collective efforts, fostering an environment where all participants can contribute to the betterment of the Cardano blockchain ecosystem as a whole. Together, the Cardano community commits to uphold the principles in this interim constitution and to work together towards the continuous improvement, growth, and success of our decentralized blockchain ecosystem known as the Cardano blockchain. This interim constitution shall serve as the embodiment of the guiding principles for the operation and governance of the decentralized Cardano blockchain ecosystem, providing a foundation that will adapt and evolve over time to meet the continuing needs of the Cardano community. All members of the Cardano community are expected to abide by this interim constitution and are entitled to participate in its governance processes, including completing a final constitution to be ratified by ADA holders, and are encouraged to work collaboratively towards the betterment of the Cardano blockchain ecosystem as a whole, contributing to its growth, sustainability, and success. Article 1. Cardano Blockchain Ecosystem Principles, Section 1. Through adopting a constitution, the Cardano blockchain ecosystem shall establish a robust governance framework, ensuring that decisions are made in the best interest of the Cardano community. The Cardano community shall uphold principles of transparency, openness, and responsible governance, promoting a culture of trust and collaboration. Section 2. The Cardano blockchain shall be governed on a vote-based decision-making model, fostering inclusivity, a diversity of views, innovation, and adaptability. All ADA holders shall have the opportunity to contribute to the governance and direction of the decentralized Cardano blockchain ecosystem. Section 3. The Cardano blockchain shall operate in accordance with the Cardano blockchain guardrails as set forth in the guardrails appendix to this interim constitution. Article 2. The Cardano blockchain community. Section 1. No formal membership shall be required to use, participate in, and benefit from the Cardano blockchain. Instead, all ADA holders, all developers of, all those building on, and all those otherwise supporting, maintaining, or using the Cardano blockchain are beneficiaries of the Cardano blockchain ecosystem, and as such are collectively members of the Cardano community. All Cardano community members are accordingly beneficiaries of this interim constitution, entitled to its rights, privileges, and protections, and as such are expected to support and uphold this interim constitution. Section 2. Members of the Cardano community who hold ADA are entitled to access and participate in the on-chain decision-making processes of the Cardano blockchain ecosystem, including voting and taking part in on-chain governance regarding the Cardano blockchain. Section 3. Members of the Cardano community have a responsibility to maintain the integrity of the Cardano blockchain ecosystem by following this interim constitution, operating the Cardano blockchain network, participating in Cardano blockchain governance activities, and resolving disputes in a fair and transparent manner. Section 4. The Cardano community is entitled and encouraged through the provisions of this interim constitution to collaborate in developing, maintaining, and building applications for the Cardano community, and to form temporary and permanent organizations and entities as the Cardano community deems desirable or appropriate in support of the Cardano blockchain ecosystem. Article 3. Participatory Governance. Section 1. The Cardano blockchain ecosystem shall be governed by a decentralized on-chain governance model, utilizing to the extent possible and beneficial smart contracts and other blockchain-based tools to facilitate decision-making and ensure transparency. On-chain voting for governance actions shall follow the process outlined in CIP 1694 and the Cardano blockchain guardrails. Section 2. 3 independent governance bodies shall participate in voting for on-chain governance actions to provide checks and balances for the Cardano blockchain, consisting of delegated representatives, DREP, stake pool operators, SPO, and the Constitutional Committee, CC. Section 3. On-chain governance decisions shall be made through a collective decision-making process with specific consensus threshold requirements as required by CIP 1694. All on-chain governance actions shall be voted upon in accordance with CIP 1694 and the Cardano blockchain guardrails. Section 4. All ADA holders shall have the right to vote in on-chain governance action decision-making processes subject to any restrictions or requirements provided for in this interim constitution, including CIP 1694 and the Cardano blockchain guardrails. Voting rights are in proportion to the ADA that is held. All ADA holders shall have the right to propose changes to the governance structure of the Cardano blockchain ecosystem in accordance with CIP 1694 and Cardano blockchain guardrails. Section 5. A special form of governance action exists to allow community sentiment to be gauged without committing to any on-chain change. Info actions have no on-chain effect other than recording the votes on the action. Section 6. Any governance action submitted to ADA holders for approval shall require a standardized and legible format, including a URL and hash linked to the documented off-chain content. Sufficient rationale shall be provided to justify the requested change to the Cardano blockchain. The rationale shall include, at a minimum, a title, abstract, reason for the proposal, and relevant supporting materials. Any governance action proposal reaching the on-chain governance stage shall be identical in content as to the final off-chain version of such governance action proposal. Hard fork initiation and protocol parameter change governance actions should undergo sufficient technical review and scrutiny as mandated by the Cardano blockchain guardrails to ensure that the governance action does not endanger the security, functionality, or performance of the Cardano blockchain. Governance actions should be addressed their expected impact on the Cardano blockchain ecosystem. All ADA holders shall have the right to ensure that the process for participating in, submitting and voting on governance actions is open and transparent and is protected from undue influence and manipulation. Section 7. The Cardano community is expected to support the creation, maintenance, and ongoing administration of off-chain governance processes as may be necessary to give effect to the requirements of CIP 1694 and to ensure that there is awareness of and an opportunity to debate and shape all future governance actions. Section 8. Any governance action requesting ADA from the Cardano treasury in excess of 1 million ADA shall require an allocation of ADA as a part of such funding request to cover the cost of periodic independent audits and implementation of oversight metrics as to the use of such ADA. Article 4. Delegated representatives. Section 1. In order to participate in governance actions, holders of ADA may register as DREPs and directly vote on such governance actions, or may delegate their voting rights to other registered DREPs who shall vote on their behalf. Section 2. Any ADA holder shall have the option to register as a DREP. Any ADA holder shall be allowed to delegate their voting stake to one or more registered DREPs, including themselves. DREPs may be individuals or coordinated groups. DREPs are entitled to cast votes directly for on-chain governance actions and represent those ADA holders, delegating their voting rights to them. This voting system shall enshrine a liquid democracy model where ADA holders can seamlessly select among DREPs, register as a DREP, and change the delegation at any time. The Cardano community is expected to support the creation, maintenance, and ongoing administration of tools to enable ADA holders to explore and evaluate DREP candidates and select DREPs on such criteria as they deem relevant. Section 3. DREPs may be compensated for their efforts to foster the creation of a professional governance cohort for the Cardano blockchain ecosystem. DREPs shall ensure that any compensation received in connection with their activities as a DREP is disclosed. Article 5. Stake pool operators. SPOs shall have a specific role in approving critical on-chain governance actions which require additional oversight and independence, voting separately and independently from DREPs as set forth in CIP 1694 and in the Cardano blockchain guardrails. SPOs shall participate in hard fork initiation processes as the operators of the nodes that participate in Cardano blockchain's consensus mechanism. SPOs shall act as a check on the power of the Constitutional Committee under exceptional circumstances by voting on motion of no confidence and update committee threshold governance actions. Article 6. Constitutional Committee. Section 1. A Constitutional Committee shall be established as the branch of Cardano's on-chain governance process that ensures governance actions are consistent with this interim constitution. The Constitutional Committee shall comprise a set of ADA holders that is collectively responsible for ensuring that on-chain governance actions prior to enactment on-chain are constitutional. The Constitutional Committee shall be limited to voting on the constitutionality of governance actions. Constitutional Committee members shall be ADA holders and are expected to have appropriate expertise considering their past contributions and involvement in the Cardano blockchain ecosystem. Section 2. Initially, the Constitutional Committee shall be composed of 7 members. The initial Constitutional Committee members shall serve an inaugural term of 73 epochs starting from the date of the Chang hard fork. Thereafter, through an on-chain governance action, ADA holders may adjust the number of members on the Constitutional Committee in accordance with the Cardano blockchain guardrails. The Cardano community shall establish a process for election of members of the Constitutional Committee and shall, subject to the Cardano blockchain guardrails, determine the size of the Constitutional Committee from time to time, assuring that there are at all times a sufficient number of Constitutional Committee members to assure the integrity of the Cardano blockchain. Term lengths for Constitutional Committee members shall be set in accordance with the Cardano blockchain guardrails. Section 3. No governance action other than a motion of no confidence or update Constitutional Committee threshold may be implemented on-chain unless the Constitutional Committee shall have first determined and affirmed through an on-chain action that such proposal does not violate this interim constitution. The Constitutional Committee shall be considered to be in one of the following 2 states at all times: a state of confidence or a state of no confidence. In a state of no confidence, members of the then standing Constitutional Committee must be reinstated or replaced using the update committee threshold governance action before any other governance action may go forward. Section 4. Constitutional Committee processes shall be transparent. The Constitutional Committee shall publish each decision. When voting no on a proposal, the committee shall set forth the basis for its decision with reference to specific articles of this Constitution that are in conflict with a given proposal. Section 5. The Cardano community is expected to support the creation, maintenance, and ongoing administration of tools as may be necessary and appropriate for the Constitutional Committee to perform its required functions. Article 7. Amendments. Section 1. Amendments to this interim constitution, including to the Cardano blockchain guardrails appendix, shall be approved by a collective decision-making process requiring an on-chain governance action satisfying the applicable approval threshold. Article 8. Interim period. Section 1. The interim period shall be a temporary period that shall continue until such date that the final constitution has been ratified by ADA holders in accordance with the ratification of final constitution as set forth in Appendix 2. Section 2. The process for transitioning from this interim constitution to final constitution is contained in Appendix 2.